Ching ching, money talks, baby. Exactly. That level of self-constraint and consideration is extremely rare to see even for adults, let alone a high school freshman like Marine. It's such an amazing person. Her passion and her obsession does not overshadow her consideration and her thoughtfulness. Hello friends, my name is Benoit Kim, a UPenn educated licensed psychotherapist and your favorite yapper. Welcome to my detailed psychological analysis of My Dress Up Darling episode 7. Not going to lie, that shower scene in last week's episode was a little bit off-putting for me because I'm not sure if that was actually necessary, and I don't even know if that's reflective of Gojo's perspective, but the rest of the episode was wholesome and great as usual. But anyway, Assassination Zero, Foxholes Gaming, Tiratanas, Uixiang, Samsonian, Helixi, and Jin Ichimaru are the sponsored tier highlights of today's video. Appreciate your support. Remember, you matter, you are worthy. Sit back, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. Oh yeah, also can we talk about the new best friend dynamic between Juju and Marine? Their passion, their obsession, their purest approach without that negative connotation really resonates with each other, and I'm excited to see how Juju's introduction to the show creates a change and shift in dynamic between Marine and Gojo. That's cool. Wow, she's legit. It's hilarious, again, because of their common interest, the overlapping passion. Even with Juju's rejection, Marine is not offended. She's not butthurt. She's like, oh my gosh, holy crap, that's amazing. I would love to see it. That's how pure and awesome Marine is. How many of us can say when we get rejected for whatever, romantic pursuits, requests to collaborate for cosplay, work, projects, school, anything in between? Not many of us have the level of self-affirmation, confidence, and self-esteem to bypass rejections, because that's how truly confident Marine is. And her sense of self is so pivotal and instrumental to who she is, that rejection, she's like, oh, okay, cool. I still love to see it, right? And I've seen a lot of comments that some people have went to conventions, they've done cosplay. Is cosplay more fun when you do it as a group, like multiple characters within a series per Marine's request? Or is it more of an individualistic thing, like going to whatever convention by yourself, dressing up as an individual character? Because I do understand that cosplay is an amazing opportunity for us to temporarily suspend our reality and tap into someone else's reality by embracing and embodying characters that we really resonate and relates to. So I'm just curious. Just like Juju's blackmail attempt and coercion with Gojo with the whole shower scene, Marine is doing the same thing to Juju. So this is like a callback and a parallel process. It's like, okay, but what if I help split your studio fee? Money talks, right? Oh. Juju's like, I'm talking about you. You were unbelievable. Because Marine doesn't know how to do her own makeup. So Gojo's not just a master of cosplay outfit. He is Marine's personal butler and personal makeup artist. Gojo, you're a full package. And obviously we see that in episode 6, Marine's internal thought process, monologue. And I think episode 6 is actually the beginning of Marine falling for Gojo. And I agree with a couple patron folks. I remember waiting for Eric. He talked about how I don't even care for the romance aspect in the series because this show is more than just a romance trope. It's about passion. It's about rejection. It's about self-acceptance. And I agree. Romance is great. And I think romance for My Dress Up Darling, at least per my perspective, as Waiting for Eric talked about, is like a cherry on top. But the main entree is about sense of self, about unconditional acceptance, at least per my perspective. All right, so episode 7 is called A Home Date with the Guy I Wove is the Best. Oh, so home dates, obviously this is referring to Marine and Gojo. The studio fee. Yo! That's expensive. 15,000 yen, I think that's like 150 bucks, right? Give or take, 150 bucks an hour. I mean, that's, I think, typical for a studio fee with like photography and all that. But for high schoolers, because Juju's a sophomore, that's a lot of money. I mean, obviously we all love Marine, right? Now, obviously Gojo is amazing, but Marine is a light that brings Gojo out of darkness, as a lot of viewers commented. Marine's self-awareness, and she's so considerate. Think about the level of self-control and self-constraint that's demanded in light of doing something you really want to do. Marine really, really likes Juju as a cosplay senpai. And Marine really wants to do this group cosplay with Juju. And she really wants to go to the studio and win this Black Lily outfit. But because Marine witnessed Juju's hesitation, she's like, oh, I don't want to burden her. I don't want to peer pressure her. Let me just back off, saying that, hey, never mind. You can ignore it. But regardless, I'm still looking forward to your Black Lily photos. That level of self-constraint and consideration is extremely rare to see, even for adults, let alone a high school freshman like Marine. It's such an amazing person. Her passion and her obsession does not overshadow her consideration and her thoughtfulness. It's really great. Ching ching, money talks, baby. Boom. Juju is starting to understand and appreciates Gojo's dedication and professionalism and work ethic. Just his attention to detail. He wants to understand the context, the characters, the show, the materials before actually starting and working with the fabric by actually sewing an outfit for Juju, right? So that's amazing. And there is a saying among creatives, if there is one, there is many. What does that mean? If there is one person who listens to your music, watches your video, appreciates your creative art, then there is many. Because what are the statistical odds of only one person being interested in your stuff, right? If there's one, there's many. But I'm using that here in a sense that Juju's like only this once. But Juju, I predict that it's never just once, because you're going to fall in love, not in terms of romantically, but appreciation-wise, with the amazingness of Marine and Gojo. If there's one, there's many. So anyway, to anyone out there, if you're creative, if you're working on your passion project, YouTube, whatever it is, whatever your aspirations may be, please do not get discouraged by low engagements, people not discovering your talents, your arts. If there's one, there's many. I hope you keep going. If that's aligned and makes sense per your circumstances, of course. That's wild. He finished. Also, this is a note to myself. If Gojo can survive playing through the entirety of Slippery Girls and won the whole domineering sex slave, all that stuff, because I'm sure that was a cultural shock to Gojo as well. If Gojo can do that, whew, I could survive this show. I got this. Gojo, we got this. Ganbatte.
マジ面白いから一瞬で見れちゃうよ。126話しかないから。126?
126 episodes? This is like, I have quite a few viewers who been asking me to react to ReZero, Attack on Titan, even Steins Gate for like the last many months. But my hesitation is such a massive commitment. Like there's so many episodes for all those 3 series I mentioned. This is how Gojo feels. 126 episodes? Wow.
そうかそうか。
その DVD 結構重いみたいだから今度北川さんの家に取りに行ってくる。
ああ、店のことはいいから言っといで。
最近練習する時間があんまり取れなかったから下手になってるよな。
Nah. Did it improve? Come on, Gramps. What is that sigh?
はい。
I see a smile.
よくなったな。
Nice.
前は線がこわばってたもんだが、少し柔らかさが出てきた。
Wow.
そうかな。
マリンちゃんの衣装作りがお目には良かったんじゃねえか？
I agree. Attention to details and craftsmanship often transfer. It's not in a silo. Sure, Gojo has been neglecting practicing Hinados because of the demands of cosplay, marine, and now Juju. But at the same time, sewing is sewing. And the same mechanism, the core principle of practices still applies. That's why he's improved. And I do want to talk about what Gojo just said in passing. This is very significant. He said that I cannot tell my improvement myself. This is the same case for a lot of weight loss. A lot of people when they're trying to lose weight by working out, eating healthier, anything in between, we are always the last people who notice our progression. We are always the last people to notice our weight loss. Why? Because it's called the law of constants. What is the law of constant? It's not an actual natural law, but I think there's a lot of validity there. So I think the best way I can explain law of constant is this. What is single-handedly the most constant, ubiquitous thing, variable in our lives? Without this thing, we cannot survive. What is the most constant thing? But it is so constant because it's always around us, it's always in our backgrounds that we actually do not notice it. We do not appreciate it. Oxygen, air. Without oxygen, without air, we will die, period. No life could exist without oxygen. But until just now, until I talked about the constant nature of oxygen, how many times have you guys appreciated the air we breathe, the clean air, the oxygen we can breathe on this planet Earth? I bet never, or even been a long time. But that doesn't make sense, right? Because without oxygen, we die. Yet we never appreciate the oxygen we breathe. That's law of constant. Just like our parental love, if we have good parents, they're always loving us. They're always got our back. They're always cheering for us. But it is so constant that we don't always appreciate the love of our parents, friends, family, anything in between. Does that make sense? That's the law of constants. It is so constant that we don't really notice it. Same here. With the weight loss or Gojo's progression, because it is so constant, we see ourselves every day. Gojo looks at the Hinado thing every day, that although he's improved per Gramps' verification and validation, he's the last one to notice it. What am I trying to say? Let me wrap up my yapping here. Progression takes time, and we are always the last people to notice a progression. So just because we don't notice our progression now does not mean we're not getting better. So please keep going with whatever arts, field, pathway, whatever you're working toward. Because of law of constants, if we are consistent, we will eventually notice it, and everyone else around us will also validate it, just like Gojo and Gramps. Beautiful scene. Yeah. Yep, skill sets transfer. My exact points. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Hi.
It's the same thing. My commentary, my knowledge, the insights I have with my videos, it's a culmination of all the podcasts I've consumed, all the books I read since I was very young, the research, articles, and even my previous career on YouTube when I was a podcaster for 6.5 years before my pivot in February last year, right? since my anime reaction journey is only about a year old. So, but although I'm new, air quote, only a year into anime reaction, I've watched countless anime since I was young as a 90s baby. And does that make sense? It's the same thing for Gojo. You cannot just get fixated in tunnel vision to one thing. You need to take what works, right? And apply. And eventually, the work will never fail you, whatever avenue it is. That's empowerment. Oh, I love Gojo and Grandpa. Their dynamic is so sweet. Oh!
20センチでやろ。どこだ。五条くん。
Also, let's be honest. Everyone who told me that the fan service will stop and get better, all caps. Why are we lying here? Let's just be honest. Obviously, I don't think it's getting any better, right? I think we're just getting used to it. We're just getting acclimated to it. And again, at this point, it's fine. I'm going to finish the series because the show is really deep. But the point is, right? You don't need to front and lie to me about fan service getaway trying to trick me into watching, because obviously the materials speak for themselves. But anyway, it's funny that this brought back Gojo all the way back to that his bedroom scene when he first encountered all that, you know. So. What? What? I thought Marine had a rude awakening of, oh my gosh, I'm in my pajamas. Nope. Color context. I'm dead, yo. And another viewer commented that Marine's, I guess, whatever, sexualized nature, right? All these ecchi scenes is a reflection of her self-confidence. And she's not being sexualized by other people, but rather it's her self-confidence. Apparently, the writer talked about this in one of the interviews, allegedly. And that makes sense, right? She's so comfortable with who she is that she doesn't really mind. And I think that's a valid perspective. Obviously, it's from the writer, if this is actually indeed correct. And yeah, we'll see. But my hope is Gojo can learn, and I hope Marine's confidence can rub off of Gojo over time, and I'm sure it will.
お待たせ。もう大丈夫。
はい。お邪魔します。
どうぞ。
And also, I think Marine put on her sweater hoodie, not for her sake, because she was worried about the context, and she put those pink contacts in. I think, again, it's her thoughtfulness, her consideration on behalf of Gojo, because she knows Gojo's a shy boy. So, yeah, she's doing this for his sake.
北川さん、これよかったら。
嘘、買ってきてくれたの？
はい、俺も前いただいたので。
サンキュー。プリンじゃん、うまそう。すっぴんはもう見られてるから今更だけど、カラコンないのマジ無理。
Marine's having these thoughts about, oh, without makeup, those clothes, without my contacts. She's only feeling a little bit of insecure, speaking of confidence, is because she likes Gojo. Her insecurity about not having, or her I think insecurity might be a strong word. I think her embarrassment about not having her contacts in does not contradict her confidence. It's not mutually exclusive. This is simply a reflection of her liking Gojo. That's why she always wants to present her best in front of Gojo. This is not only unique to Marine. We all do the same thing.
嬉しい。
どうしよう。衣装のためとはいえ、俺。北川さんの家。
I sense a lot of the core themes of Bocchi the Rock with my dress up darling. Obviously, no spoilers. But I know Bocchi the Rock encompasses a lot of the meaningful first experiences for Bocchi, if you've seen it, right? Again, that's not plot related. And here, the show focuses and spotlights a lot of the meaningful first experiences for Gojo. First time at a friend's house, first time at a female friend's house, first time at Marine's house, first time he brought a cake to the friend's house. And that's a callback. When Marine first showed up in front of Gojo's house unannounced on a Saturday, she brought him a dessert, or like a sponge cake, I think. So multiple things going on there. So Gojo's constantly, speaking of law of constants, he's constantly going through major progression and meaningful and major first milestones. So many of them. But again, we are often, almost always the last people to notice a progression, to my point earlier. So I wonder, when will all these meaningful progression click for Gojo? Not just for Hina dolls, not just for cosplay, but life. because art imitates life.
緊張しすぎて吐きそう
He was holding his breath.
一緒に DV
お邪魔します
And also, just remember Maureen's trauma and background that was revealed in last episode. Her mom passed away recently, and that her dad is working all the time. So obviously, that's why Maureen spends most of her time alone. So I'm sure Maureen is also very, very excited and elated to have Gojo over. Amazing person, amazing friend. I think they're like fast friends, I could argue, because their friendships have blossomed really rapidly through this cosplay. And also writer's plot, obviously, but also someone she likes.
どうしてこんなことに
私の部屋
Ooh, intimate. Gojo, don't be shy, man. You guys have done so many things beyond this. Just a room. Whoa!
北川さんの部屋ですね
そうだよ
若菜は秒で緊張しなくなった
All the mystery, all the imagination shattered the moment he laid his eyes upon this room full of anime posters. Dead.
私なんかいな
Oof.
私はただ愛
Neon
してほしかっ
Genesis?
ただけなのに相馬くんも私じゃなくて
Iconic teardrop. Scion mode? Such a dramatic music, huh? Oh, I love these animeception. Look at Maureen's sitting position. She is tilted closer to Gojo and tilting her body his direction. You see that? There's plenty of space in the couch. But why is Maureen doing that? Obviously. What? So anticlimactic.
私はネオネオお姉ちゃんどうして
Should I start my introduction with "It is I, Benoit"? Extra drama.
本当に真っ黒
超病んでるよねもうやあよ帰って未来
Oh.
悲しいことや辛いことだっていつまでも続かないんだよ
True?
うるさいうるさいうるさい
Wow, even the anime they watch within anime, this animeception is deep. Nothing lasts forever, nor will sadness. It is true. All things shall pass. Depression, sadness, trauma, and even the good things in life. Nothing is permanent. Impermanence is one of the noble truths of Buddhism, but it is also one of the fundamental tenets of reality. Impermanence. Nothing lasts forever except death. So it is true. So whatever struggle, whatever situations we are all going through, please remember, it might be hard, but please remind ourselves that, hey, nothing lasts forever. Even this dark cloud, this darkness I'm going through right now, if that's the case. Good observation.
五条くん来た
この二人が以前言っていた。
そう、こっちがシオンタンの片思いの咲也くんで、こっちは未来たそのお兄ちゃんの相馬くん。ほら、なんか二人近くない？
本当ですね。そして二人とも顔がいい。二人の制服、うちの制服に似てますね。
てかこれ、おうちデートってやつ？
Yo, Marine is very, very mindful and she's very, very present with whoever she's talking to, unless she's in her tunnel vision and flow states about anime, all that, right? And then now she was smiling, and after she said something about the show, look at how close they are. Her mind is drifting off, wandering into the far, far lands of Land of Love, right? That's why she's like, oh my gosh, is this a home date? She's completely not listening to what Gojo said, although she started the conversation. Because again, the power of oxytocin, cortisol, all these neurochemicals being released because now there's affection. Marine is starting to like Gojo. Very cute.
最近
だってだってだって
起きてるけど久しぶり。
Yeah, Marine, duh. Who else is in your house? Of course you're alone. You've known this when you brought him inside. Oh, the love brain. This is typical love brain. I love him.
めっちゃ楽しい。
And it's also because Marine is seeing Gojo really being immersed and appreciating one of Marine's favorite anime in light of the group cosplay event with Juju. But honestly, there's a few things in life that's more gratifying and makes us happier than doing what we love with those that we care about and love. And this is exactly what's happening between Gojo and Marine. That's why she is just blushing, like all the love brain happening. Is she hyperventilating? Marine, you good? Gojo is glistening. He's literally glowing in Marine's eyes.
シュキピとおうちデートやば。
With the guy I love. It's always the hunger.
寝起きなのにプリンをちゃんと食べてませんでしたね。
Death.
買ってきましょうか。
食べる？
いいんですか？北川さんの手料理。
This is a setup, a homemade meal by Marine. It's gonna be like all frozen food, right?
北川さんの
Exactly.
俺がやります。
君にはいつも作ってもらってるし、今日は任せてよ。
No, Marine. Gojo doesn't want you to handle it. Let him cook. Let our bro cook.
やば、ノーブラじゃん。
She's so comfortable with Gojo.
卵と玉ねぎ。
Omurice, nice. Classic, staple. ああ。Aside from the comedy, her thinking out loud and externalizing and almost literally verbalizing her internal thought process despite being embarrassed and all this internal fantasy la la land, that also speaks to Marine's self-esteem, confidence. She doesn't care. She's not embarrassed by nothing except for her love for Gojo. That's why she doesn't mind just thinking out loud of whatever her private thoughts. Again, how many of us can do that? Oh my god. Oh my gosh, look at her. Bro, her hand is in the edge of onion and she's cutting by... Like, come on, like, basic. Marine, you need to watch some cooking 101 YouTube videos. My goodness. But I get it, she's high school.
意味わかんない。つうか何？
Marine is trying to start a fight with onions. Onions are innocent. They did nothing wrong. Hmm.
何これやばい天才なんだけどいいじゃん全然余裕
I don't think Gojo. Sorry. I knew it. I knew this was gonna happen.
いただきます。
どうぞ途中ほんと途中まではいい感じだったんだ
She
けど
got carried away.
やっぱ食べなくていいよごめん
塩コショウ。
Oh, it's good. Nice. All right. Chicken stock. Fancy
そう
technique.
か。
It's good.
それでこんなに美味しくなるんですね。いいですね。
Nice. Nice. Aw, he's smiling. Must be really good. Oishii desu. Aw, successful home dates.
よかった私も食べよう
Itadakimasu.
和食多いからこういうの新鮮でいいな。
Oh yeah,
今度
because
うちでも。
I can't wait for the show to reveal the moments where Marine confesses her feelings to Gojo. Because again, Marine is a light that brings Gojo out of darkness. So with Marine's confidence and her personality and her character setup, I could foresee Marine is the one that making that move. Maybe not, but I could kind of see that happening. Gojo's probably gonna black out. I mean, all of this is so much for Gojo. Can you imagine Marine Kitakawa-san confessing to Gojo? Can't wait for that scene. I hope that happens.
チャーハン。
Wait. Fried rice? This was supposed to be omurice. But Gojo thought it was a fried rice. I'm dead. Man, too funny, dude.
フラワープリンセスだから
Oh.
ティッシュ使う五条くんないわ大丈夫よ
ありがとうございます。
Dang.
そうです。
Wow.
すごいわね
He a pro.
すみません。はっきりとはまだわからないので、完成後でお願いできますか。できるだけ抑えますので。
そう
わかりました。
Nice.
そういえば、演したんですが、
すべて見たのね
はい。目の形そのものが乾。
Hmm.
どうされてるんですか？
Whoa.
あれはテーピングよ
テーピング？
スマホの画面見れるかしらコスプレ用のテープを使って目の形を変えてるの例えば大きく見せたいなら目の上や
Oh.
上に向かってテーピングする
Wow.
顎周りをすっきりさせることもできるし細くしたりつり目にしたり逆
Wow.
につり目を
It's cool. Cosmetics 101? Hmm.
今まで知らなかったの
はい。前回が初めてだったので。
First, that's right.
衣装も初めて作ったの
Yo,
そうです。
he a pro,
で
man.
至らない点が多くて。
だ
Hmm.
本当に
Impressive.
いいわ
You're just
今
so
回の合
impressive.
わせは私たちのカメラ私の写真は妹が撮ってるのよ
Wow. Yeah. And great editing
編集ソ
too.
フトで加工してるのよ 肌をきれいにしたり目の色を変えたりもできるわ。
Yep. Photos is 90% editing and the color grading and the preset and all that, and 10% actual angle, compositions, and all that, right? And should I also try out the eyebrows thing? Because I know my eyes are kind of sharp. Should I start eye lifting with tapes for my reactions? Just kidding. I look scary. Oh.
私もカメラあった方がいいわよ。
もしよろしければ妹さんにカメラ教えていただけませんか？
わかったわ。じゃあうちの近くのファミレスでいいかしら。
よろしくお願いします。
Bro. Gojo, my brethren. You're about to become a personal photographer too? How many jobs you're gonna do, man? Like, wow. You're Gojo. After this, you should start your own agency. Makeup, cosplay, cosmetics, photography. I hope you start your own studio, Gojo Studio, because that will be a hit. They're expensive though.
私もカメラ教えてもらいたいんだけど。
わかりました。乾さんに聞いておきます。
サンキュー。ごめんのは先に店入ってて。ジュジュ様小さくした感じでくっそかわいい。
わかります。
Stupidly adorable. I love Marine's verbiage. I wove you, totes, stupidly adorable. Wait, what? Yo! What a plot twist. She's in middle school? Yo!
というか中学生？北川さん。
私164センチ。
Yeah, the height.
178センチです。すっごいいいな。
そっちだった。
That was about height or the size? Anyway, again, I'm trying to overlook some parts that makes me uncomfortable. Again, middle school, like I think some of the angles are unnecessary. Like why was the angle, the B-roll of the camera looking from Juju's behind, why was that necessary? Gojo's not there. That's not Gojo's perspective. But anyway, promise to myself, I could do this. I'll try to overlook these aspects because again, the show's great regardlessly. Anyway, if you enjoy my in-depth analysis and if you want me to do my eye lift with tapes for my future reactions, make sure to subscribe, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in as always. And remember, if you want early access and exclusive content, join our Patreon family or YouTube memberships. I appreciate you guys, and remember, seriously, you matter, you are worthy, and we are always the last people to notice our progression. So please don't give up whatever you're moving toward, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Until next time, peace.